What does it take to set up a wargaming tournament at Monster Hobbies? Well, check it out and see for yourself. Hello everybody, my name is Trevor Selescu and I'm the owner of Monster Hobbies in High River, Alberta, Canada. So here we are, it's December the 1st, and tomorrow, December the 2nd at 10 in the morning, we are going to have a wargame tournament for Age of Sigmar, Warhammer, you know. And there's going to be a lot of people battling on our tabletops. So I want to show you this little video of how I get everything set up for these tournaments. So right behind me here, I have the tables that we used for our slot car race league, all set up in the big rectangle from Monaco, if you guys remember. And I'm going to use my time-lapse camera and show you guys how this all works. So we're going from the Monaco race table layout, because I've taken all the track off, and we're going to turn this into our wargaming area. So you ready? Let's go down and see the time lapse. So there you have it. Didn't take too long to set up, did it? Of course, I was moving at the speed of light, but anyway. So there is our tables, all laid out, ready to go. Chairs in the right position, whole thing. Now I'm going to take the camera off the tripod and we'll go down and look at the little scenes that I made. So we'll start with these tables because they're a little more interesting. Now in the tournament we're going to be playing Gifts from the Heavens. So there's a bunch of meteors and craters that we're going to use when the time comes. But here, so at one of the previous tournaments, somebody said that I didn't have enough terrain. So I wanted to show you that I do have a lot. So I made this little area up like a cave kind of thing on the inside. So there's your old Temple of Skulls and whatever this was. I can't remember what this one was called. But it's there, and then I got my styrofoam rocks, and that over there was one of the portals that I made for a 8th edition or even 7th edition Warhammer campaign. My first tournament I ever ran years ago, decades pre-flood. So here's our little cave, and then we got the arcane ruins right there. You can actually cast spirit hosts from there if you have a wizard, but not in this tournament, unless you bring your own. There's a rock full of meteor. A bunch of those cavey kind of rocks. Oh, my camera's having some problem with the zooming. So now on this table here, now these are 4x8 tables. And I've kind of made a little town scene here. So these are a couple of the buildings. Steel building. There's a little ground level tower. There's a church. And that's a Elven Lodge Hall. Then over here, I built that. That is a watchtower. The roof comes off too. Show you that in a minute. And there's the houses. Those are ones that are bought from, I can't remember. Oh, Conflux. These are Conflux houses here. They're very nice. These ones are all paper. These came off a computer program that I used to sell, called Village on the Cheap. These two are very old Dungeons and Dragons paper cutout buildings. I got a box of them somewhere I got to finish. That church is my best paper one. That is also Village on the Cheap. Well, every other paper thing on here is Village on the Cheap. So then they had this little farmhouse. When I threw down the road here, it moved. A barn. This came from Christmas stuff. It's a little strip of cobblestone, and then there's like Village on the Cheap buildings. They give you the little tool shed here too. Yeah, and then the Orc and Cleaver. If you need a good brawl and drink, come to the Orc and Cleaver. There's another little chapel there. A couple of those buildings. Okay, now we're gonna fly away. And on this table here, we have all the different portals of chaos. So there's Khorne, Nurgle. What is this one? I believe that's Zench. And then I've also got some warp stone that I made. Those are fun to make. Just glue a piece of styrofoam on a little piece of wood and then pick it with your fingernails. Gives you all those craters. There's Slaanesh and Chaos Undivided. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you just pick this out with your fingernails and then you paint it black and then do your green on there. So then we got a little river that covers over here. Doesn't reach the end of the table though, unfortunately. These were, I believe, Pegasus hobbies, and they interlock. They're neat. Then we've got the trees. These are old model railway trees that I had for centuries. And then I made this. That's a wooden thing, and I glued rocks to it. Gives you kind of neat. Heavy. Will never blow away. Some winter trees. I still got to finish this. That's styrofoam. Glue these little skeleton guys in there. Covered. The bottom is liquid water. Could never really get it to work right. Then here we got Tiki Head from a fish tank. And the spooky tree from Michael's holiday Halloween stuff. There's a big piece of tree that I made. Cut that at an angle. That almost killed me. Nothing like cutting a piece of tree branch at an angle. With all the grains cross-cutting each other. There's a styrofoam tree thing. It's getting a little worn. Needs new styrofoam base. Here's another tiki mug. Tiki guy from a fish tank. Let's put him out there. I guess he can turn in now. And then we got more of that water. And there's a bridge from JT. I forget the name of those guys. And a bunch of trees. Then these ones were from craft stuff. This is a goblin mushroom place. Then of course we got one of these guys. Games Workshop. This is kind of the Games Workshop side. All the little buildings and stuff. These styrofoam ones were first bunch of terrain I made in the Games Workshop place. Then of course you got your cool tower thing and the Dread Fate dais. Actually I wrote what's underneath here. Okay, Ophidian Archway right there. This is Nomalus Column. I never wrote it there. Huh. I lied to myself. How can I live with myself? And then we got one of the portals. It's a blood red kind of thing. Then we have the old broken tower, which actually we had an accident in the store and I've got to glue that together. But yeah, there it is there. Or just leave it like that. And that is it. So there is my terrain. Now, just in case, so you guys know, if you run out of terrain and this is not enough, for whatever reason, I can also break out all 8 of these. And let's come around here. I'm looking at all the junk on my table. These are the, of course, Sigmarite mausoleums, or the old Garden of Moor. And then, of course, I still have those thrones. And if everybody is super desperate, which I hope you aren't, in here in the dark, the top box says Warhammer Tournament Terrain Gur Orc Huts, and the bottom is the Ashqui Volcanoes. Just in case you are really hard up for terrain. But I think we're going to be okay. So, there is your tutorial. Or your, whatever, terrain tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and remember to check us out, www.monster-hobbies.com. And if you'd like to subscribe to us, click up here, and I'm going to put in these other three corners some of our other Warhammer videos. So click on them, check them out, and we'll talk to you later, and see you tomorrow at the tournament, 10 a.m.